teams are playing this week in the Carabao Cup semi-finals. First leg, Newcastle are up against Manchester City tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, and then on Wednesday, Arsenal are visiting Stamford Bridge in what will be Liam Rossini's first Carabao Cup match with Chelsea. And of course, you can watch this all on Paramount Plus with coverage starting at 2 p.m. Let's talk about Manchester City and Newcastle, because they both had contrasting preparation going into this game. Newcastle went to penalties, played 120 minutes on the weekend to win against Bournemouth in the FA Cup. Manchester City won 10-1 against Exeter City. Who do you think's more prepared, got the mental edge? It's clearly looking like it's Manchester City. Do you think that's a big advantage going into this game, Geoff?
I'd say it's more they've had a bit of a rest, because it was a nice, easy game for them. A stroll, and they come off the back of 3 disappointing draws. So you have to keep in context the opposition, with all due respect to Exeter City. Gives Semenyo a run out, gives him a goal. So I don't think there's too much there. It's more to do with the energy, I would say, gives them the edge. Yeah,
also Newcastle's season, right? We're not sure what they are. Every time they have a decent result, you're like, all right, they're going to kick on now. Then they back it up with a poor result. So I think it's a lot of pressure on Newcastle now. Obviously, they holders as well. But I think City are, well, we're all expecting them to have a little bit more of a go, sign 1 or 2 more in this window, and really try and track down Arsenal.
Yeah, and one of the problems Newcastle are having at the moment is this list of defensive injuries. Livramento went down in the Bournemouth game. He's out with a hamstring injury. How do they deal with these defensive problems? Is it dabbling in the transfer window as well?
I think they'll struggle with PSR. I do think they, obviously they have the Saudi ownership, which know they've got a lot of money, but with PSR rules makes it difficult. I think the big thing is 3 of those are centre-backs, which is obviously the problem. Livramento is obviously a full-back, and they've had Miley going in at right-back to cover, which has done really, really well. But I think with centre-backs, when you start losing not only your first one in Dan Burn, who is obviously the culture setter, he's from the area, he knows it, he loves it. I think when you lose pairing 1 and 2, which would be him and Scher, and then you start looking at pairing 2 and 3, and that goes down, and Kraft has been out for a long time, I do start to see it's hard to just have a base to build up on. So if I'm Erling Haaland, I am really looking forward to this game now.
You could argue the other way around as well, because Manchester City have got an equal amount of defenders out as well. I think as well, because this has been going on for a while, hasn't it? So Newcastle United, like other teams as well, Hannah, they've learnt to mix and match. They've had to mend and make do, patch things up. So whoever, I don't think it's not as big a deal, but when you get asked to play out of position, it's not your normal position. Like you talk about Lewis Miley.
It is when you're coming up against Semenyo and Dockett. If it's a game against Exeter, you've got to play at right back. You don't mind, go wherever you want.
Yeah.
But in these type of games, I think that's where it's okay for players to play 2 or 3 times in that position, like for a small period of time. To do it for a long period of time, it becomes really, really difficult.
And you mentioned there Manchester City's new signing, Antoine Semenyo, got a goal on the weekend.
Yeah.
What type of player is Manchester City getting in Semenyo, Troy?
I think a fantastic one. One that can do everything. Can play on the right, can play on the left. Pace, power, long throw, goals, assists. For me, it's a massive, massive plus. 10 goals already this year. 13 if you include assists. And then look, the recovery is the first. I think that is the biggest reason as to why Pep wants him, because he's got goals in the team, he's got ability in the team. Has he got that pace and power and that second phase attack, which he used to have? I don't think he's had that for a few years.
He's got one other quality that you missed out.
Long throw.
No, you mentioned the long throw, and Pep has referenced it, and I found it really interesting. He's tall. He's tall, and Pep's saying, I think we're going away from wingers who are your short, nippy, archetypal, whip the ball in. He's like a throwback to Sane. You look at Yamal as well. Tall wingers, because he also brings something else as well.
Today in Pep Guardiola's press conference this morning, he said, I didn't sleep last night thinking about how my genius can come up with a plan for Eddie Howe. In a way, he's kind of spoilt for choice in attacking options. Geoff, how do you think he's going to line up against Newcastle tomorrow?
Well, I was trying to think. This is the best I could come up with as to what I think is their strongest 11 based on what they have right now. This is the most difficult area because they've got so many injuries there. So many injuries there. I don't think there's any argument about these, although wrong way round. O'Reilly left back.
Yeah, it's basically
right
this
back.
is the left-hand side, that's the right-hand side.
Yeah. So, Rodri, there's no argument there, and there's no argument with Haaland. So there's only really 4 places up for grabs, and are there 4? You can't leave him out because
he's my favourite player to watch in world football.
Yeah. He's going straight in, which is so hard on Doku, who's been brilliant. He has to play, is what he brings, and I can't see how you leave him out either. I think when Pep was saying that about Eddie Howe, I agree with him. I think Pep is thinking, how do I squeeze all of these in? And that is with players away and also players injured too. Would you change that?
I think he's in a wonderful, wonderful position. I think with no Livramento, I would probably take one of Foden or Shirky out, move Reinders into the middle, put Doku on that opposite side, and now with the pace and the power of both. What I want to do with whatever he does is create more space for this fella. We know this guy scores goals. So at the moment, in any time Haaland has struggled, whether it be Arsenal, whether it be Liverpool, it's because the pitch has been condensed and he's got 2, 3 players around him. So if you have wide players with pace and power, it forces you to, as a back 4 to go wider or a back 5 to go wider. Then they can take people on, which causes chaos, which leaves him in the box on his own. So I think it's a great decision. But when we talk to the beauty of this Man City team, if they can get someone in these 2 centre-back positions, the spine of their team is full of world-class players.
Do you think he's going to look for who is... I mean, before Exeter at the weekend, they've been struggling for goals. They've not been struggling for chances, but they've been struggling to take their chances. Whose job... Right, so when we look at Semenyo, how often does he whip a ball in? Is he a good crosser of the ball?
Yeah.
Will it be him more than if Foden drifts out, he'll be looking to supply the aerial ammunition, if you like?
Yeah, and also from the opposite side, if you're crossing it with Núñez, Semenyo could get in on the back post with headers as well, because obviously he played in the Championship, he's physically strong as well from his time at Bristol City. So I think he offers so much to them. And the one thing as well, we spoke about a long throw. Look at what Arsenal are doing from set pieces, what everyone's doing from set pieces.
Yep.
Him now having a long throw, you can now start sending Haaland, Rodri, all into the box for long throws. It just gives a different dynamic. So, yeah, really good signing. And again, I don't expect Man City to be done in the transfer window at all.
OK, then, lovely stuff. Newcastle up against Manchester City in the semi-finals, the first leg of the Carabao Cup. You can, of course, watch that here on Paramount Plus, coverage starting at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Thanks for watching this video from Morning Footy. For all news and insights regarding leagues around the world like EFL, Serie A, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount Plus.